Finally, we're going to do some operations with scientific notation. We're going to add, subtract, multiply, and divide them. And there are a couple just different tricks that I want to teach you. The first one is when you're adding or subtracting numbers in scientific notation, the first thing you want to do is you want to add or subtract the factors, which are just like the number portion, and keep the power of 10. The numbers must have the same exponent. So if they don't have the same exponent, then you have to make them have the same exponent, and then you can add them. You can't add them kind of like terms if they don't have the same exponent. So in letter A, we have the same exponent. They're both 3, so I can simply just add or subtract the numbers and then keep the power of 10. So this gives me 12.32 times 10 to the third. But that's not in scientific notation, because in scientific notation, this is going to be between 1 and 10. So what I have to do is I have to move the decimal over one more to the left. And in order to do so, I have to make this number make up for it by going one more higher. So my final answer is going to be 1.232 times 10 to the fourth. So if this one moves left, then this one has to move one more to the right. All right, letter B. They have the same exponent, so I can just subtract the numbers and then keep the power of 10. .3 times 10 to the negative fifth, and I don't need to do anything because 3.3 is between 1 and 10. Right, if you notice in letter C, the exponents are not the same. So this is what you have to do. You have to make one of them turn into the other. Now, it doesn't matter who turns into whom, but you just have to do it. Let's take the second number and we'll turn this into a negative 2. So let's kind of do the reverse of what I told you to do here. If I want to take this exponent and make it larger, because it's actually going larger from negative 3 to negative 2, if this has to go larger, then this has to go smaller. So I'm going to go one larger here, and in order to do that, I have to go one smaller here. So now I have the same exponent. So let's subtract. I get 2.84 when I subtract these two numbers times 10 to the negative 2. Since my number is between 1 and 10, I don't need to change anything. Same thing for example D. This does not have the same exponents, and it's more than just one apart. So let's do the second one. Let's make this one go up 3, which means this one has to really go down 3, and by down I mean move the decimal to the left. So it's 0.3 to the left is going to be 0.00341 times 10 to the 2. And now we add, and I get 8.20341 times 10 to the 2. And luckily it's in scientific notation, so I don't have to do anything to it. If it weren't in scientific notation, I would have to change something like I did in letter A. When you multiply or divide numbers in scientific notation, you multiply or divide the factors, and powers of 10 get added. Remember our mad spam rules? So when you're multiplying numbers, you add the exponents. This one's a little friendlier than the first example because you don't have to really do much modification. So 5 times 3 is 15, and when you add the exponents, you get negative 7. I have to change this to 1.5, And since I made this go down 1, I have to make this go up 1. So that's going to be times 10 to the negative 6. Letter B, multiply your numbers. 21 times 10 to the 7th. This also has to get changed. It has to go down 1 to make it 2.1. So therefore this will go up 1. So I get 2.1 times 10 to the 8th. Check out division. Divide your numbers and subtract the exponents. So 1.5 divided by 7.5 is 0.2. And when you subtract the exponents, you get negative 5. This has to go up 1 because it has to become the number 2. So this will go down 1. So you get 2 times 10 to the negative 6. When you divide, you get 0.25. And when you subtract the exponents, you get negative 15. This has to go up 1 to become 2.5, so this will go down 1. So the answer is 2.5 times 10 to the negative 16. Last one together. How many times greater is the diameter of the sun than the diameter of the earth? So the question is the diameter of the earth times what equals the diameter of the sun. Ooh, I'm going to write the diameter of the sun in scientific notation. 6. There we go. Okay, so if you think back to chapter 1, drop a line and divide by 1.28 times 10 to the 4th. So let's divide. I got 1.09375 and subtract the exponents squared. They ask me how many times greater, so they want like a word or a number. So let's turn this into a real life number, move it over 2 times, and you get 109.375. So the answer is about 109 times greater. All right, if you have any questions, ask me when you see me next.